Hi Scorpio, welcome to your unexpected reading for 20. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life also. This may resonate as yours or your person's moon, rising, or Venus. All right, Scorpio, unexpected 40. Page of Wands. Okay, what's that all about? Why would you be interested? Because you're wanting something that you're wanting something. Wanting movement and interest and get out there and get after it. Queen of Wands, that could be Aries, it's Cancerian. 4 of Pentacles. Great, by the way. 6 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. All right. So you're wanting to see what's out there. Whatever it is, you're starting to distance yourself from something that's you're tired of waiting around for somebody else to make something happen. You've had some experiences that might have disappointed, but it's not like you're dwelling on that and like you're kind of kicking things out of the way and it's not that. You're just like, okay, all right, back it up a little bit. Let's try this way. Okay, that didn't work. Let's go this way. You're not getting bogged down by it. You got this kind of buoyancy to you. What are we dealing with here? Queen of Pentacles, that could be Capricorn. For some of you, it could be that you were involved in something, and as quick as it started, it didn't pan out, and you were not going to make the same mistake in your mind. There's this thinking of, I'm not doing that again, or I'm not doing this again. And as quick as it started, you walked away from it just out of self-preservation and self-respect, and like, it's not worth time. I'm not doing that to myself again. So there's been this little blip on the radar for you. This is not that. I think it just happened, and I'm talking to the Scorpios that are coming out of that. What's this Queen of Wands about? Queen of Wands. 8 of Swords. Okay, so we got 2 queens. 4, 6, 7. 4, 6, 7, and a queen. 2 sevens. No, 1 7. Queen of Pentacles. 3 of Swords. We got a triangle here. I think is that why you left the last one? Because you're like, no, I am not going to be part of any triangle. I'm going to be part of the 3 people thing. I'm not doing that again. No time for that. It's 4 of Pentacles. The World. Good for you. Some of you could have met somebody, though, that they wanted more, like it wasn't there. Like there was no chemistry there. And you're like, oh, no, okay. But I feel like there's, pardon me, water. Now I've got to do lip balm. There's kind of this disenchantment or like not being very thrilled about your options. And so, but there's this intent to not let that dissuade you or discourage you or feed into any kind of negativity or bad attitude. Like you're wanting to stay optimistic, you're wanting to stay resilient, want to keep things moving. If not this, something better. And it's not like you're going to, well, this started and I'm just going to kind of pursue it until I run it into the ground or it gets run into the ground. And then, because that way madness lies. Because if it's not working, you're not forcing it, which is exactly right. I think a lot of times things get started and everybody feels like this sense of duty to kind of give it more time or see it through. And it's like, if it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. And this is you kind of nipping the last thing in the bud and then nipping this one in the bud. I think it's because you find out that there's some other people involved other than you. And you're like, I don't have time for that. If I'm going to give you my time, I want yours. Like that's what I'm in it for. I want an even exchange here. It's a 6 of Swords. This is also you kind of looking around and not being very thrilled with what's out there. Okay. You know what you want, but you feel kind of like you can't go after it just yet. Or nothing's working out the way you want it to just yet. We got an ending and we got forward movement. What's this? Okay. 7 of Wands. What's this 2 of Pentacles for Scorpio? All right. This is okay. A completely other scenario. This could be all right. Scenario 1. We've got someone that is not liking what's out there, and you're just committed to trying, though. You're not going to stay stuck. You're not going to get negative about, oh gosh, there's just not. You're going to keep doing and keep being open because you were kind of stuck for a while or sequestered. You don't want to go through that again. So you're going to, if it's not working, you're going to let it go, move on, go to something else. This is you kind of keeping the momentum going because what you want ultimately is to have a meaningful connection with someone and you're not going to get discouraged. So there's this kind of pursuant optimism, or this pursuant energy, this drive, and then there's this optimism and resiliency, and this. But there's kind of like a lot of behind the scenes, like kind of picking yourself up and being like, okay, come on, because you don't want to get discouraged, but you're fighting against it. So in a way, it's kind of tying you to feeling discouraged because you're fighting against it, but the effort is there and it's respectable, and I like it. You're much more discerning. You're finding it easier and easier to cut things off and end things that just don't feel right or aren't working. And I think that for some of you who might question, like, oh gosh, maybe I'm just not feeling anything anymore. Don't let it do that. Again, the buoyancy, the resiliency, the optimism, because you need to. It's the end result is wanting that connection. It's just going to take some time. It's not going to, and you kind of don't want that really powerful smack you between the eyes connection you had before, because that can be very weighted with a lot more other things that you didn't see coming or expect. Like, you know what I mean? That can be kind of a double-edged sword. There's, wow, I have this incredible connection with this person, but this person has this, and this, and I don't know if I want to deal with that, but I sure have, I really like the connection. Man. Anyway, so there's that. Okay, so this is you kind of just wanting forward movement, being a little bit frustrated that there's not much out there to choose from, but still staying committed to moving forward and not settling. Awesome. Wouldn't have it any other way. For others of you, you have just recently kind of cut something off. You're dealing with somebody at a distance. For others of you, scenario number 2, we've got distance here. Okay, so you could be dealing with somebody that things had to end because they're all the way over here and you're all the way over here. And no matter how hard each of you tried, you can't bridge the gap for whatever reason. This is not like the scenario before where someone was dealing with someone and you were involved, and it's not that. We're talking about, for scenario number 2, Scorpios I'm reading for, we're talking about trying to get to somebody and you two can't bridge the gap. And there being this agreement that, you know what, I'm not going anywhere. Are you going anywhere? I'm not going to go anywhere. Are you going anywhere? Okay, we're good. Not being happy about it. So completely different and random, right? But I think you might find that you're kind of sad and feeling like, well, this can't be because of distance primarily. And your person actually is going to not want this to end. I think you don't want to either, but it has to be this way for right now. Like, you have to do what you have to do. So in a way, the shoe is on the other foot. You're the one leaving this connection. It feels like the more I get into it and kind of sink into it, this is you not knowing what to do, but knowing you have to do what you're doing, which is walking away from a connection right now. You don't want to, but you're going to do it because something else is taking precedent that you have to attend to. So this is a role for, this is a reversal here. What's this chariot about? Whoever you're dealing with doesn't want this to end. You got someone wanting to make an offer and wanting forward movement with you, wanting a connection with you. You're not, for whatever reason, I think it's a timing thing, honestly. I think now is not the right time. I don't think you want to end this or walk away, but I think you want companionship and romance. You'd like it with this person, but logistically they're undesirable. They're not in your proximity. They're not in the next town. They're like in the next continent. Like, this is an issue, distance. So you're like, you know what? At the end of the day, I still want romance and connection. Not ideal because I'd like it with this person, but I can't get that right now. So I'm still going to keep options open. I would like it with this person. Your person, the faraway person, for the Scorpios that I'm reading for the faraway, they want it. You're the one that's walking away from this, not them. You're the one walking away. And you're debating on whether to keep this connection open as just an online thing or not. You're debating, for the Scorpios I'm reading for, you're going to be debating whether to keep any connection open with them at all. Because it's nobody's fault that there's distance. It just is that way. But you have found it really hard to not have your needs met. To kind of only live online, and it's just hard, and you want more. You want the connection, the passion, the interest, to be able to go out and do stuff. And right now it's very, very limited, if only restricted to online, because you're not willing to move to where that person is, or they can't move to where you are, or whatever. It's bigger than just being willing to. This is not somebody hurting somebody else's feelings because someone doesn't want to move closer to someone. It's bigger than that. This is someone that's either deployed, or there's jobs, or there's school, or There's other things that are out of your control. So for that scenario, this is your person not wanting things to end, but you do, because at the end of the day, you want a fulfilling connection with someone. So you're walking away from it. And you're also probably not going to want to keep this alive online. If you do, it's going to be very limited communication. But it's like you want to make a clean break because of the way you feel about this person. You're like, I don't want to drag this out and then hurt feelings because you see me starting to deal with someone else. I'd rather just cut this off, and then if there's a chance in 2 years, okay. But we've had a clean break. So there's no hard feelings. It ended when it ended. There's no spying on each other online. There's none of that. You know, that's a tough one, because it's like, ideally, if certain things were different, you'd go for it. But you don't want it to limp along online and have this resentment build up because all your friends get to go out and post all these happy pictures on social media or whatever. But you see people around you maybe having the connection that you want, that you could have with this person if you two were in proximity. And I think you're prescient and wise enough to know that down the road that would lead to, that way madness lies. That leads to a lot of resentment because I'm waiting. And then when you finally get in the same room with each other, you're just like, well, it's like anticlimactic because there's all these feelings of frustration for not being able to be near each other or not wanting to let down your guard because, in 3 days, out you both go again, So either way, for either scenario, this is about stopping something before it gets too entrenched or serious because you want more, and that's what you're listening to, rather than taking crumbs from a connection that you thought was really special. And, well, I think I can. No, you can't stand. No, do not put yourself at risk here because then there's going to be no coming back from that. There's going to be feelings hurt. Even one, you're going to be forcing something that you don't believe in, or scenario 2, it's not going to be worth it because you're going to be having to wait and sequester yourself. And the whole reason that you want this is to be in connection with someone, not to have to establish connection and then wait. No. They're not happy about it. And it's almost like you're looking at it from a strategic standpoint, like you don't know quite what to, but as luck would have it, you find somebody online and then they're all this distance away from you. It's like, well, crap. Okay, I'm nipping this in the bud though, because long distance relationships are hard. They're hard. There's that 8 of Swords again. Yep. Like not knowing what to do, so you don't do anything. I just sworn there was a 2 of Swords here, but I guess not. 3 of Swords, but yeah, not knowing what to do, so you don't do anything. Not knowing how to make this work, so you stop in its tracks. It is not worth the effort. You will be frustrated. You will be resentful. You've been there, done that. See things for what they are. Embrace the truth. And which is what you're doing, which is what this is. This is you looking at things realistically, standing your ground, and sticking by your principles and walking away. Because for the Scorpios that I'm reading for, you've been there before. You've been the waiting person. You've tried to make it work. You've tried to be patient. You've tried to be understanding. No. Does not work. And you know that. I'm preaching to the choir. So it's great that energy is there, that connection and desire for your person. But because what's showing here is them being logistically undesirable, you're not letting it get off the ground, or you're not wanting to nurture it, and wisely so, because of the distance. Very simple. And you're seeing through while the potential might be there, you're seeing through that and going, yeah, but the reality is distance really takes its toll on a relationship. And I've just gotten out of something heavy, not getting needs met, and had these little intermittent, dalliances with people that aren't really what I want, but I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stay stuck where it's not working for me. That's for Scorpio. I swear I get this image of like starting to move forward and then backing out of something and going in a different direction, and then backing out, just refusing to stay stuck or stay stagnant, like not giving up either. Like, okay, this didn't work, I'm gonna back out. I'll go this, okay, that didn't work, okay, because the interest is there. What else? Oh, something else just flew. Okay, well, this is random, but okay. We got a kid, got a mother or queen, and we've got 8 here. I mean, this could be procedures involving pregnancy and childbearing. I mean, that just from looking what's right here, this could be procedures and issues with bearing children or pregnancy, things like that. Just that right there. All right. Those swords, man. Oh, whoopsie. 3 of swords. 5 of wands and 3 of swords. There's that bickering, or there's that like, no, this isn't working. I'm frustrated. I'm not doing this. I would rather cut this off now and feel sadness and disappointment and have to go it alone than to try and limp something along and then hate myself for it in 6 months because I waited and I denied myself and there's somebody really cute over there that I can't talk to because I'm trying to be good for this, you know. Don't do that to yourself. Nip it in the bud. If it's meant to be, it'll be there down the road when you two actually can be together, but to try and force it right now when you're feeling this frustration, no. If you aren't feeling the frustration, if you're like, meh, but you want something to happen, you don't want to wait anymore. So there's this frustration and sadness because this can't be what you want it to be right now. But very wisely so, you're nipping it in the bud, as you should. You deserve to get your needs met, and you deserve to find the connection that suits that, is what you want. If, spoiler alert, you're not done with this one that you're walking away from, you're not done. But for now, you are. This is going to resurface later on. Probably no, I was going to say November, but I just wanted to say November. So November, this is coming back around again. But for now, you're done. You need to be done. No waiting for this. Okay, voice is shot. I hope this was helpful, Scorpio. You follow your intuition and see and stay committed, as you are, preaching to the choir, to seeing this for what it is. Because that's you taking care of yourself and meeting your needs and finding something that can. This is not staying stuck. Good for you. Good for you. Much love and support to you this March. I hope this was helpful and to see you in the next reading. You take care, Scorpio.